1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, we're back. Country and Gold Cans. I'm Logan, sitting here with Trucker Andy and Kyle. Be sure to give us 5 stars and a great review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Cold Cans Country. You know where to find us there. Follow us on the socials and leave us a voicemail. Any music recommendations, any questions, any comments, link in the description. You know what to do. All right, Andy, you put together a list of songs for us that were technically you labeled March release, but we got a little busy with the NCAA tournament last week or two that now we're doing it here in early April.
Well, March still happened.
Yeah, still new releases. They're not like 2 years old. So, but
It was last
guys,
weekend, wasn't it? Yeah.
it was, yeah. So
Yeah.
we're not that far out from it being aptly titled. But we'll start off with the song by Kate Hoffman called Lady Luck.
Gambling man through and through. I sold my soul, I'm done lying to you. Man's only good as his word, they say. And I lie to myself just to get through the day. I'm a slave to the cards, I'm drowning in debt. One more loan on top of the rest. Another bump in another dream. All just to feel like I'm not stuck with me. My brother, he told me my cause is lost. He doesn't know I'm gonna hit that jackpot in a few days.
That's probably my favorite line right there. My brother tells me that my cause is lost, but he doesn't know I'm going to hit that jackpot in a few days. It's the gambler mentality. You know, got to see one go through the hoop. It's going to turn back around. But here's a song about a guy that is in the very beginning, his lady leaves him, and now his new lady is his vice, and that is gambling. Playing, it looks like from the album art, card games. Andy, what's your thoughts on this?
I love this song. I love when people personify things, and Lady Luck is a perfect thing to personify. And I love some of the analogies. He's like, a palace is my home. Caesar's palace is where I roam. Stuff like that. Love the analogies. I love the line, the thing about all this just so I don't feel like I'm stuck with me. I love this song. I love the sound of it. I love it.
He's feeling the rush of when you hit a big bet. I mean, and it's it's kind of funny that sports gambling just went legal in North Carolina as we're covering this. So Kyle, you've made your way around the sports books a time or two. What do you think about Lady Luck by Kate Hoffman?
Yeah. Well, unrelated to my trips to the sports book. What's up with these really, really skinny guys having incredibly deep voices?
Couldn't tell you.
I mean, Courtois, small guy. I mean, but you look at the album art and then you listen to his voice, and you're like, wow, that does not fit at all. Continue.
Especially in the chorus, it has a similar quality to Aaron Watson.
Maybe.
I just don't. I mean, that's just like amazing to me that this cat has such a deep voice. I'm just dumbfounded by that. But yeah, I agree with Andy. Personifying the gambling ways. I'm not gonna lie. If I was a single man, didn't have shit else to do, that would be my next vice.
Table games.
Yeah. Dude, I played black. That's the only. All right, look. Side story on betting. I thought when they legalized sports gambling, they also legalized the casino, but apparently the DK and FanDuel casinos, you can't play table games. I was deeply disappointed like a week ago when I logged into the DK casino and they're like, it's not legal where you live. I'm like, what? Oh, I'd love to play some blackjack right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on
But
everything you guys
anyway.
said on this. I'm with you on everything you guys said on this. I'm a big fan of this song. I love the production on it. His voice is incredible. I do think that his voice sounds a lot like Aaron Watson on the chorus. But also, Andy, like you said, the personification used in the song with gambling, his vice there being Lady Luck after his lady left him. I'm a fan. So, 2 thumbs up for me on Kate Hoffman's Lady Luck. Next up, we have one from a band that Andy has been talking about for a while, and also Our loyal listener, Rhino, had sent us a message, DM'd us saying he wanted us to tackle this song on the next episode. So here we are with Old 60s new song, Brother Joe.
Preacher man, he's so in love with God, his woman, his 3 sons, and every morning when he wakes, he thanks the good Lord up above. This life he lives won't end enough. Sometimes things get tough, but he does it for his Valerie who pulled him from the rough. Yeah.
Their sound is very like roots-centered rock, but it's definitely rock, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. This track itself, fantastically written song about a preacher who loves his family. Valerie got him into the word. He became a preacher, preaching to, his flock, and had kids that he loved. And then by the end of the song, something, they had been murdered, and he was going to take vengeance in his own hands, which goes against his, what he had been teaching in the church. So very, very cool story song. It doesn't really have like a like usual chorus that we hear in most songs, but this is a fantastic story song. Andy, I know you're high on these guys. So what are your thoughts on Brother Joe?
Yeah, I love their sound. I love that rock sound. His voice is really good for that sound too. And obviously I love storytelling songs, so I love it. And it's horribly sad. So the story is just right down my alley. I like it when he goes like, the preacher man's got a gun. And it kind of almost throws you where it goes a different way and you expect it to go. And the choruses had the same sound with like entirely different words. So I don't know. I love this song. I love the way it's written. Love the way it sounds. Love the sad. Love stories. So I just love it.
All right. So 2 thoughts. I love the old 60. Andy mentioned them last time we recorded after we got off. Been vibing hardcore to them. The piece of this song that really sets it to the next level is the verse where he is talking about his Sunday evening, and he's writing the sermon for next week about how, take the punches as they come and let them roll. And then the next verse, he just caves to all the emotional pressure of what has happened to him. It's a very like, I don't know if they actually, I might take that back. I think they fully intended it to be that deep, because why else would you say that the preacher is planning on having a sermon on, letting the punches roll, and, God is in control at all times, blah, blah, blah. And then just the worst news possible happens to you.
It's a testament to how all humans are susceptible to, bad things. Here's a guy who has his life in order.
Yeah, they're all fallible.
Yeah, we're all fallible and falling short, right? And here's a guy who has lost his entire family, everything that he had with his sweet Valerie and his kids, and now he is going against, like what you said, what he had planned on preaching about, taking matters into his own hands. And as you're 100% correct, Kyle, that is top tier storytelling. I love that.
And it's not only that; it's like the build up. You think the preacher man is about to just go and just start blasting Danny DeVito style, and he doesn't. I mean, he ends up, killing himself. But the way they build up to it is when he says, Jesus says, put a bullet in a man's head, you think, oh, okay, the preacher's about to go find this guy or these guys and, just start blowing people's heads off. And then, it doesn't really work out that way. He ends up, doing it to himself. But like I said, the verse of just circling back to his sermon for the following week after this, or what he's planning to preach. And then, he just can't take it because, we're human and everyone has a breaking point. And even as, saved as he is, he just can't take it. And that part right there just made the song. It's just, fantastic writing. They thump hardcore. Every one of their songs, fantastic.
For sure.
Are they a TikTok band?
I don't know.
Okay. I figured they were. Oh, I figured they were because they have a lot of
I
listens.
think they are. And
Okay.
They are a TikTok band.
I think they're teasing a new one on TikTok that's probably coming out maybe this week.
Okay, yeah, they have a lot of listens for like 6 songs, and I was like, wow. So okay, so I figured they might be a TikTok band, but they're really good.
I think TikTok bands may have changed a little bit from a year ago. TikTok's just such an easy place to get attention. I don't know if it's.
I don't mean that as a slight. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
It
really
doesn't
good.
it doesn't carry the same connotation
I know
that
it
it did
used
a
to
couple
be a
years
little
ago.
bit of a slight.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I didn't mean it as a slight for the TikTok comment. I just was looking at the amount of plays they had versus 6 songs and wondered how they blew up like that. But they're really good.
Just because they're good.
I mean, they are really good. And Andy, you turned us on to them, so
I think I saw them on Instagram.
yeah. So Instagram's 2 weeks behind TikTok. So what I've been told.
So that makes sense. Yeah, that's why they got so many views. We're just a little behind.
We're just a little behind. Yeah, I don't have the TikToks, but makes sense. Yeah,
That is accurate. All right, well, that's old 60 with their new song Brother Joe. Definitely check them out. Next one up, we have another one from Ernest called Ain't As Easy.
I thought that I could drown 'em in some magic whiskey fountain, but the only thing I'm drowning is me. And if all this climbing walls could lead to somewhere better off, I wouldn't be so lost in misery. Oh, believe me, it ain't as easy as I thought it would be.
So while I'll say that of this batch of songs that we're going over, this one isn't the best written song of the group. It's a fine written song. It's not like it's bad, but of this group we're covering, this is my favorite sounding song. Ernest does easy, kind of listening, somewhat melancholy, traditional country music so well. From like the Flower Shops record he did, this song's just a continuation of that sound, and I love everything about the way this song sounds. Ain't As Easy. I think, Andy, I'm glad you included this one because this is what I like for Ernest. When he gets a little bit more on the pop side, a little bit more on the hip hop side, as he experiments with, sometimes it's not as much my thing. This is the Ernest I'm a fan of. Fantastic song. Andy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I put this one on here because this came up in my release radar. This is one they put on there. And when I listened to it, I was like, I love the way this sounds. And then I love the line, the only thing that's drowning is me. So I was like, that one's just going in. That was an easy pick off the album, EP, whatever it was he put out. I love this song. Sounds great. Like the story. I love it.
Yeah, I don't have much more to add. I don't think it's not a world beater like Brother Joe as far as lyrically. It's just really good.
It's Ernest, Ain't As Easy. All right, next up, we have the Hicks Tape, Volume 3, Hardy's kind of like collaboration albums he's been doing. He did one they called the Diff Tape in honor of the late, great Joe Diffie that passed away recently in the last year or two. And he got a bunch of people on this. This one we picked in particular because it was a very popular Joe Diffie song. They still have some vocal of Joe Diffie on these tracks, but this one was by Jack Ingram and Co Wetzel. And everybody knows we're Co Wetzel fans, so this one's included. Here's If the Devil Danced in Empty Pockets, Joe Diffie, Jack Ingram, and Co Wetzel.
If the devil danced in empty pockets, they'd have a ball in mine. With a 9-foot grand, a 10-piece band, and a 12-girl chorus line. Well, I'd raise some loot in a 3-piece suit and give them one dance for a dime. If the devil danced in empty pockets, he'd have a ball in mine.
So yeah, very fun song. I'm a big Joe Diffie fan. I'm a big 90s country fan. I like to see these collaborations from newer artists singing on these things. This one was fun. I like Jack Ingram. I love Co Wetzel's music. So this one definitely was a good inclusion, Andy. Kyle, my fellow 90s country fan, what did you think?
I don't know how I feel about bringing back Joe Diffie from the dead. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't. It's one thing to do collabs while they're alive. don't know how I feel about that. Does that make sense?
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I just feel weird. I feel weird.
I don't like Hicks Tape being a cover album. I like them better.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not big on that, really. I'd rather have been all originals, like the first two. I guess this is going to be a slight glimpse into a Coetzel country album. I don't think he'll be nowhere near this sound on an album. His eventually coming so-called country album that may or may not ever actually happen.
The first song he released we covered the other week, and then the teaser track we talked about when we were watching the Final Four the other day. It's definitely more in the country realm than it is in the previous records.
I have a hot take. I think Co's the weakest part of the song.
I don't disagree.
That's not a hot take. That's a fair take.
Right.
Yeah, it's a fair take.
Yeah, I think he's the weakest on the song. I don't know if this is just poor song choice or what. I'm not entirely sure. His album may completely prove me wrong. I don't know, but
I don't think this sound fits Co's voice very well. This is a lot more in Jack Ingram's wheelhouse than Co's.
While I agree with that, I don't think that it was foreign to him though. I think that he did this fine. I think that there was nothing. This didn't sound like he couldn't pull it off. I do agree that it's more Jack Ingram's thing. It's definitely Joe Diffie's thing, but I don't think that it was like Co did bad singing into 90s country melodies and 90s country, backing tracks and instrumentation. But yeah, I get it. I mean, look, if you don't like cover albums, but this is more of just like a tribute. It's not everybody's thing. I don't love cover albums either. I don't really ever listen to many tribute records when they happen, but they are what they are. But that's Hicks Tape, Joe Diffie, Devil Dance in Empty Pockets, featuring Jack Ingram and Coetzel. Next up, we have a guy who describes his music as Western Marijuana, Tyler Halverson. A song called Anybody But You.
It was never gonna be easy, they say. If it was, it wouldn't be any good anyway. It never mattered what I did or didn't do. It was never gonna be. Never gonna be anybody but you.
This is my kind of love song. It's not overly sappy, because the production doesn't make it seem that way. It doesn't, as much as I think this is a good song, I'm not taking a shot at the king, but this isn't If I Cross My Heart by George Strait kind of sappy. You know what I mean? This is a little more in my wheelhouse on love songs. Andy, what are your thoughts?
I love the sound of the chorus of this. That's what really brought me around. It just feels very familiar, almost like to an extent, I don't know. The closest thing I can come up with, like at the end of the chorus, it's kind of like almost like an Eagles harmonizing the way it stops and then rolls back in. I don't know. The chorus just feels so familiar and in a good way. Like it doesn't pinpoint anything exactly, but it just feels so familiar. It's just a good classic sound.
Yeah, I agree with Andy. I really don't have much else to say.
All right, so that's Tyler Halverson's Anybody But You. Last one on the song roundup. Kaitlin Butts has a new one called Hunt You Down. Music video is out. Has her and her husband in it. Funny music video. Funny song. We'll talk about it here in a second.
But I've got a warning for you first. Alright, I ain't never hurt nobody, never buried a body, never killed no one, no. I ain't afraid to get a little crazy, baby, when I'm in love. You say you've had it fun, but that you're done and I'm the one. Just know that if you mess around, boy, I'll hunt you down.
So yeah, this song, Andy, I'm glad you included this one. I think we had talked about this the other weekend. I find this song kind of funny. I love how it has kind of that up-tempo beat to it. And, she's saying that she ain't never killed no one, never hurt no one, but you know what? If he screws up, she's going to hunt him down. She'll F him up. Andy, what are your thoughts? Then throw it to Kyle after you.
We played the clean one on the on the podcast, but the one in the playlist, the explicit one, she did release 4 versions of this song. And I can't say I'm not a fan of releasing 4 versions. I get a clean and a explicit version, but I do wish, I kept hoping for her to say that if you fuck around, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And she didn't say to fucking kill you. I was kind of hoping for that, but it didn't happen. But it's a funny song, but it's not overly funny. Like, it's done really well. It's not over the top. It's just right in that good. Like, you can take it serious to an extent. You know, it's over the top for being taken serious, but it's not over the top funny. It's right in that good middle ground, and I like the upbeat sound or the upbeat tempo, I guess you would say, in the chorus. She pulled it off really well. I dig it.
Yeah, and this song is 50% serious, 50% complete sarcasm. She's saying, she's being a crazy girlfriend, but we've all talked to girls. They say things, and they, the song. The way I would describe the song is they say something and then laugh at the end, but they're 100% serious. They say it in a funny way. She doesn't really want to kill him, but she's saying, if you fuck up, I will kill you. But she doesn't really mean it. It's all like tongue in cheek, and it's very clever.
But there's also that maybe she will.
Yeah, exactly. There's that maybe.
That's exactly what I was gonna say too. It's tongue in cheek.
I ain't done it yet.
It's not. Yeah, tongue in cheek till it's not, and then suddenly, because we've all met girls like this before that they say these things, and you're like, ha ha ha. Is she being serious? I can't tell. But no, I think the song's very clever and very funny. Yeah, Kaitlin Butts, another good one.
I think it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
All right, well, that's the song roundup this week. Be sure to give us 5 stars, great review, and leave us a voicemail. We'd love to hear from you. For this episode of Country and Cold Cans, I'm Logan, sitting here with Trucker Andy and Kyle. See you next time.